Well, that's not the end. You know what I'm saying? Because, many times I get really upset when someone try to put the fear, you know what I'm saying, in a black woman who's striving and succeeding, Oh, hello, how you doing, guys? I'm just sitting here talking, with Miss Poopa. How you doing, Miss Poopa? Hello, how are you? I fine. Uh, well, I'd like to first say hello to all my African American queens out there in recovery, all of my African American queen, my sisters, who have made it through the struggle of anything and have gotten out the grips of anyone who have tried to hold you down. You know what I'm saying? Because for years, I'm talking about like years, people have tried us in so many ways. But the spirit came to me to tell me to talk to you about being elevated by the hate that you get. And I'm gonna say right now, let's give this prayer up to God. God, thank you for the enrichment of the soul, the elevation of the spirit, and thank you for the strength and the courage for me and my sisters to survive through hatred from people who are very much so afraid of our come up, jealous of our strength and our courage and the way that we speak out on issues that need to be heard in the black community. And you know, we like to thank you so much, God, for all of that. Your saving grace, your one and only begotten Son, our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and along with giving us the Holy Spirit for comfort and to warm us up on the inside when this cold, cruel world has treated us so cold and cruel on the outside. Thank you, God, for that. Amen. Hello to all my podcast listeners. Hello to all of my subscribers. How are you doing today? Um, Coming at you, taking you through uh, the journey of my life as a recovering addict and living in the hood around, some unruly, unsavory souls, But my thing is, I want to tell you the secret to surviving a place like the hood. Um, and learning how to survive. Because let me tell you, one thing that is infecting black communities, black hoods all over the world is number one. Some blacks in these places don't know how to mind their own business. You know what I mean? Around, they just don't know how to mind their business, and their donation of the mindset is crucial. You know what I mean? And I've lived in this neighborhood going on 5 years with felony probation and did not catch a charge. Now, that right there says a lot about my character being strong and being independent. I was born and raised the only child. You know what I mean? So having someone to lean on was kind of I would say hard to obtain that, being an ex addict and just having a lot of crazies in my life. And my thing is to share with you my journey and my focus, to share with you the fact that I went to the school of hard knocks, and graduated from the college of pain. That haters do misuse my name because I'm very much so misunderstood, characterized by people who don't even know me, and they don't know you either. And so that's why I want to enrich your soul, your spirit. I want to give you some power of survival. You know what I mean? Because that's what you need here. You need that here. And I remember once in my life it got so hard for me that I wanted to be white. I'm telling you. And then when I saw that white people they have it just as bad as black people. Anybody, you know what I'm saying? Life is that's definitely a self program. And living around here around people who are committing the ultimate crime of harassment, stalking, trying to harass me and stalk me for my ex and his new chick. And I know what the upsetting part about all of this is, the fact that I didn't go backwards. Never give them what they want. You feel what I'm saying? Basically, I done hit these folks with a new life, a remix, and I'm being who I want to be. I'm being the greatest version of me, and they hate that job. And it's mostly men. And it's not really. I wouldn't call them men. I would just call them boogie. You feel me? Because I'm talking about so much more worrying until I just don't do it. Um, the things about myself I really love the most is the fact that I am a child of God. I believe in Him. I'm a great mother. I'm a great friend. I'm a great supporter of my sisters, my people. You know what I'm saying? Even though some of them may hate on me and try me up, but the proof is in the pudding. I mean, if you have grown in the spirit, you could be on felony probation. People can't take you off enough to make you act out in the crowd. They can't do that to you and in trying to get us not to focus on what the mission really is, my queens, let me tell you something. Don't never let anyone distract your focus. You feel me? Because, like I say, these guys around here, they really believe that they can say what they want to say about a black woman, and the black woman don't say anything in response. I'm a black woman. I'm a black queen. I'm a black mother. You know what I'm saying? I have survived many struggles in my life, and I have a lot of invisible scars. You know, but when I share my story of life in the day of Denise Jenkins with my queens, I know that some of you facing the same kind of issue, discrimination because of your past life. And that's their only weapon. You being the best version of yourself and you are living your best life. So you don't have time to be going back and forth with people when you're raising your own son alone. You feel what I'm saying? And you got a dude that got them disappearing acts. These guys really trip me out because they want to take credit when they're speaking to other people about what their kid is doing now. But you didn't have no hand in it. Some other guy raised your kid. You feel me? A man did raise your child. You feel me? So when I talk to you guys, my queens, when I talk to you about that thing of being that strong individual for your children or your child, you keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing. I don't give a dang on what they say about you, how they try to stop your flow. You that one. You are most definitely that one. So when these characters, are crowding around trying to uh, distract my focus from you all, I cannot let that happen. I may rest a day or two, but when I come back, I'm coming back with the fire and the smoke. You follow me? Because I'm from the coastal empire. You understand what I'm saying? And I hold on to my heritage. I'm telling you, like it's my for dear life of who I am and my mother who raised me. You know what I'm saying? I have um, a lot of respect for single mothers. I really do. And especially if you are a single mother and you're an ex addict, I have so much. I'm talking about so much deep respect for you because you took that a situation and you grew on it. You went to God and you grew on your situation in a good way. So that's why I tell you when you are being tested by the enemy, by your telling me haters, they don't have nothing on you because they have to group up. And it's secretly, I'm telling you something, it's secret admiration for real. I'm serious. It's secret admiration because you're doing things that these folks ain't never seen before. I'm a black woman living single. I don't go out to clubs. I survive off of a natural high. I put up with criticism because it don't define me. It shows me who they are. You know what I'm saying? And I once texted my son's father and said, I hope you didn't sell my son another dream because you good for that. But when this guy grow up and be the master of whatever he is doing and he master it, I don't want to see you standing in line telling somebody about you. Yeah, I got a son off in college. I got a son doing this, that, because you're not putting your hand in. And ladies, it's some of us ladies out there that would have a great guy. And he not there being the booger nigga. He really there. You know, I seen this take on TikTok about a guy who was trying to raise a black female son up and let him go in the right direction. Every time he did it, he was criticized by her. She would say, "Leave her son alone. Don't say that. Don't say this." And so on the last take, he coming down the stairs with his bags. He done packed away everything. And she's like, "Well, where you going? What's going on?" He said, "I can't take this no more. I can't take trying to be a good guy to you and your kid. You know what I'm saying?" And he says, "I'm out. And by the way, your son just got arrested because he got a handgun. He got caught with a handgun." That right there, it was like, I was like, wow. It's some sisters that really need to see that, because if a young man doesn't have structure, then he's bound to get caught up in what's going on in the world today. I'm a single mom by choice. It is not because I was pushed into singularity. I am single because I do that by choice. I don't want anything negative around my kid. And for that, of course, I'm criticized. But you know what? I still don't care, because this is my life, my life, my life. And that's their life, their life, their life. You feel me? And I look at the guys who do that hating on me when they can hear me and my son in here laughing and we're having a great time together. It's just me and him. And when they're trying to attack us, well, me trying to get my mind to not focus on my kid, I feel like they're jealous because of the relationship that we have that they do not have with their immediate mother, who's right there. They don't have that relationship. And I'm a recovering addict, so I make them look bad. I make them look real bad because I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna raise this kid. I am not going to complain because God provides for me, and the fact that God trusted me to raise this kid, and the way things are going is the way that He has meant for them to be. And accepting that is a great thing for me because it calms down doubt in anyone's mind. If you are afraid of accepting your situation, that is very deadly to you, because you'll be fighting against yourself and you'll be in denial of who you really are. You are really a great, beautiful black woman in recovery who is raising your children or your child. You're doing this thing. And no one can deter you and get you so upset where you're going to give up all of your freedom to someone who is literally trying to jip you out of your peace of mind and your freedom. That's a hard thought to think on, baby. And it's very important that you do that, because this version of me, I love it. I do. And I know that the best version of you right now, people hating that about you because they threw you to the wolves. And instead of you letting the wolves devour you, what you did was you got you a mink coat. You got some snow boots with, you know what I'm saying, with the fur. You got a fur hat on. You feel me? You got some gloves with the fur on them. You feel me? So you done, and then you done cut that up, them wolves up, and you done made some meat that you could eat and share. And people thought when they threw you to the wolves that you were done, that you ain't coming back. But you did. You came back because the force is with you, baby. The force is with you wherever you go. Truly, truly there. Surely goodness and mercy is following you around every step of the way that you go. You're not fretting over little things. So that's why when my haters are yelling outside and doing all this stuff, I know they in pain. They in pain because they can't get me to act. You know what I'm saying? They can't get me to mess up. I refuse to mess up. I have too many people dependent on me in this life. Too many. I have people I know and love and people I do not know and love them. I do. And for me to allow the enemy to deter me, to get me off my track, oh my goodness. The hater would rejoice with that. They will. But I know that I'm protected by the love of God and I'm protected by the blood of God. You feel me? And every morning that he wakes me up, that is his grace and his mercy. That is his precious gift, his covenant that he made with my ancestors, your ancestors years ago with the rainbow. So you take all of that hatred they pouring on you every day. You take it in like water to a flower and grow in that jive. Do not let them try you to the point where you gonna buck and act a fool. When my door opens, my haters try to throw in words. They do. And I used to get angry, but now I look at them like they are jokes because they really are. I'm telling you the truth. I was in Best Buy yesterday, and this boogie ass nigga, he in there with some darn white cat heads on, some blue jeans and a blue shirt, trying to stop my flow, trying to stop me from getting my child's Christmas for Christmas. That's crazy. And he boogified like crazy. And he talking to Geek Squad laughing. You know, he not like cracking up laughing. He just smiling because this is an intelligent brother that some boogie ass nigga, he trying to grab him into the ignorance so he can act negative. And he did not do it. And let me tell you something about that nigga stuff. Nigga is a trait. It's a personality trait. The way people act. They reenact out what someone has said about them. And there are so many rich and prominent black people, they say it, but they say it with a slap in the face to those who think they couldn't make it. You understand what I'm saying? So I understand why a lot of rappers, comedians, people say this. They'll say that word, but they saying it like, hey, take a look at us now. And for me to live in a neighborhood around unsavory people, people who want to stay unseen, people I could just hear with the hatred, it has brought me to a sense of realizing that I am completely and totally different, cut from a different thread, same color but not the same people. And that's why when I come on my podcast, I'm talking to my queens because black women are the most down batted females in the world. From little girls on up to adulthood, that's how it is. Someone is always having something to say about us. But what they forget to leave out is that when we're left alone to raise kids, we do a damn great job at it. Yes, we do. And having a child like mine, he's autistic. And I tell you, to any parent out there with an autistic child, that is the most beautiful thing that you could ever experience because they are so brilliant. And my child almost died, and at his lungs shutting down because he ate the feces and it started him to shut down his lungs and everything. I had to wait like a whole month to get to him. And while I was being serious and being for real, my other half was being a child. So I had to be the mom and dad. I prepared for that. I have been seeing that before when I was a child. So whatever a hater may try or do to you, you take it in as secret admiration thrown at you under the guise of hatred. And you elevate, my queen, you elevate, capitalize on whatever it is that they're trying to throw your way. You are only speaking the truth. And I am as well. I am only speaking the truth. It is not an insult, it is not a judgment, just a simple observation, calling it like I see it. These guys are pathetic. The way they come at me when I'm alone, I stay prayed up. Sometimes it used to feel to me like I didn't know who I was. I really didn't because of the hatred that was coming down on me. I really, really had forgot that. But I was reminded. The Lord must have I know he saw what I was going through, and he had to remind me of who I am, the foundation that was laid for me that brought me back to Christ in the first place. So that's why I encourage young moms, please get your children baptized. Because no one is exempt from pain and hurt, no test, trials, or tribulations. But with that water tapping that head, it protects them. Even if the enemy jump on their back and ride them down, that water protects them. They will come back to their senses and live the life that God has shaped and molded for them to be living. And that's who I am. And I am a leader. I am definitely not a follower. So when my haters are hating and yours are hating on you, you best believe that they following up another person. Someone is using their total brain for a toilet and putting all of their bullcrap into their minds. They're not running on their real feelings. You feel me? I take a look around me and I say, these people never had a day in jail, never had a struggle, never been through nothing, never been to the penitentiary or nothing, but I have. And I don't look at that like it's something bad either. That was my preparation time for me to deal with these fools, to deal with a ex like that, to deal with his chick. And it has given me great honor and great strength to come to you with it. Because I know that my queens, my beautiful black women here in America, I know you be going through things. I know it ain't all good. And when I look at them, I say, look at these normal people. They so normal, but they give our children a label if they have some kind of a handicap or a disability. But our children aren't the children that's out there committing crimes. Our children aren't the one out there being disrespectful. That is someone who have a mindset of just doing that. So no further on in my life do I reveal and admit that you guys are a product of your environment. No, you're not. You are simply a product of what you want to be. Because you guys wake up in the morning time, you do things throughout the night. And the thing that still keeps me afloat is the fact that I know who up to it and who want me to fail. So yeah, laugh at their asses. Laugh at them. When they laugh at you, know that God laughing at them because they wicked and they trying to stop your flow, not realizing that God has carried you, not knowing that He's brought you through things they have no clue about what you've been in and through in your lifetime, and it was only God that brought you through these things. When I'm trying to give you advice, when I'm giving it to you, because I'm not going to try to save my sisters. I'm saving my sisters from toxic relationships, drug abuse. I'm saving my sisters so they can make them digital trails, paper trails on these people who try to get at you. I mean, literally. I had almost forgotten who I was because of people trying to treat me like I was an exhibit. They gotta be where Denise Jenkins is. They gotta see what Denise Jenkins is doing. They're pathetic. They're my secret admirers and my silent witnesses to the glory of God. And what I present to the world, my self presentation to the world is a strong black woman who has survived many, many abuses. And I'm not afraid to speak on it because it's what I see. So when you are surviving, my queens, when you are surviving and you look back and wonder how you made it over that hill, living in that hood around those characters, I just want you to know to take that in and realize that you have been commissioned. You've been commissioned to tell the world about where God has brought you from. where he got you at, and the fact that you're in the mindset to get better, do better, be better, and have better days. Miss Do Better. You've been commissioned to speak out on an unjust. You've been commissioned to tell the world about it. Tell your testimony. Tell them the source. Because to every situation, there is a source. Like to every action, there's a reaction. You have it going on, baby. Yes, you do. Because you done took care of Christmas. You done took care of everything you know you need to be doing. A lot of people do not understand a protective black mother. A protected, overprotective black mother has been through some things and she's protecting her child. It may seem like she's over protecting or overacting. Some people may try to even take your kid away from you, not knowing that if you were counseled with the right people, they'll get an understanding of why you are the way you are. No one has the same life. No one. But if we are understanding to our differences, I believe truly that the world will be a better place. If people was to accept who they are and leave us alone. Because when I speak to you and I speak on the truth, that's some real, real truth. I'm not making this up. Do you know how many people are successful right now today because someone doubted them? Because when you find out who you are, when you go through life and you hear negative things, you're supposed to hear those things. If someone gives you a bad report and tell you you're not going to make it and you do, it's only because you realize who you are. So you are the one. Because when you realize who you are, you could beat haters with one hand effortlessly. Yes, you can. And you will fly to the top because nothing could drag you down. They cannot drag you. You have been already dragged down. And if you from Georgia, them hating on you, that's a funny thing because Georgia most definitely is the hate state of black Americans hating a black American. It's sad, but it's true. And that's what I bring to you every step of the way about that. And I'll throw it in there because you know what we got? We have our strength. We have inner power that we will not give away. We refuse to give away. Yes, we will tell you about your butt. Yes, we will put you in your place because we have trust values, not issues. So if we reject your hatred, if we snap back at you and reveal that you're a coward, you ask for it. It doesn't matter what your sex is, my queens. It doesn't matter what their sex is. All of them, any one of them, could be the woman at the wheel. Easy. Because they're going to look at you and say, how do you expect me to give you a drink of water? We don't mix. You from this, you did that. And then when you hit them with the remix and you start to spiritually tell them off about their butts, they will run. They will run from you and go and tell somebody about it. That is what they're supposed to do. Everything that you've gone through, you're supposed to have gone through that. That exactly is what built you up to be the queen that you are right now, right here. And I look at them and I say to myself, you guys are so jealous of the way that I put my son first, the way I don't fret, I don't react to small things with small minded people. I do not. And that is simply because I mind my business, I run my business, I do that, but I don't do it on my own. And that's the thing that they don't see. They cannot see God's hand moving in our life. They could try to stop anything that we do, but what they don't understand is we are so satisfied with what we have and who we are. We're always the first to take charge. Because you know what? People don't expect that of us. The second that you chose life over loss was the minute that your spiritual energy kicked in. That's when you started to see the potential that someone or someone's, many, have seen in you. And now you are working with it. And that makes you a freak. It makes you different. It makes you unusual. Because some people are so used to seeing a black woman struggle with addiction. But when they see us who have beat addiction, knowing that only God could have did it, when they see us putting it down for our children, when they see us putting our children before ourselves, they are amazed. They are admirable. But they put it in hatred to fool you. Because basically they want you to stop being successful. That is not going to happen. Because you know what it feels like to fail. So you're winning because you know what it feels like, and you know if you did give up, that will make the enemy so happy. So if you're being looked at like you are an exhibit, they're supposed to see greatness in action. They're supposed to see strength in action. They're supposed to see a black woman who is so strong in her stance until it irks them so bad. People around here seem to think that freedom of speech only applies for them. It doesn't. And it doesn't mean that we have to go back and forth and giving up our energy and our inner power to anyone. Our peace of mind and our inner peace control them. It really does. Because they got to do something to try to get on our nerves. And when they see that it isn't working, they're gonna come harder. And the more they come harder, the harder we gonna go. The more strength God gonna give us. The more courage He gonna give us to speak out, step out, be out, and win. So that hatred, take it in, elevate, capitalize, grow, and be the offset. That is why they keep misusing your name. They are so afraid that you're going to meet someone who's going to see that power of the God inside of you, and that person going to take you under their wings, and you will leave them behind. Because behind you is where they belong. The courage that you possessed does not abide inside of them. Your courage does not abide inside of them. Because when the Lord took to shape you and mold you, He didn't have a crowd. He had you alone, by yourself. He let you see that hate is real. So when you take that real hate and you do real things in life that are positive, It will make them come for you harder. They will break the law. God is on your side. I know some of you may feel like God is not on your side, but God is on your side. And that is the reason why you are here. That is the reason why you are stronger, better, the way you last longer. And I'll commission for you too, baby. I will. Because I am a black woman and I have black power. I am always the woman of the hour. I fall for the facts. That's why I speak louder than ever. Beat me never. Because females of my breed, we are just too clever. We are too wise. Because we know that trouble is easy to get into and so hard to get out of. So when they come at you hard like that and you feel yourself weakening, bent and pray. Because the more you do that is good, the more they will hate. I love to be hated on because I'm doing good than for me to be hated on because I'm doing bad. Because once they get you, if they can get you, the enemy can get you to slip up and fall down, that will be the day that they rejoice over your pain. So when they get loud and they get ignorant and they start getting negative, you best believe that you are doing something right. You are most definitely on point. Do not let the enemy trick you to try and panic you, to make you fear and make you doubt that what you're doing don't mean nothing. It is someone gonna pick it up. Because the wonderful thing about life is that every life is the same. We are not the same. So no, I am not valued here. But in the world, somewhere I am. And I know that the great I am will send me there. He will send my friends from the wilderness to help me. He will even use my haters to help me. People don't realize that Jesus he would cross miles and oceans just to get to you in a place where there are dead souls, but there are people who are moralless, uncouth. He'll still come for you to change you. And when he does that, in the middle of the storm, where people accept ignorance and wrongdoings and going against God, when he come for you and he make that change in you, right before the eyes of your haters, tailor-made haters, the enemy, even your ex-lover may try. He may be wishing and hoping that today be the day that you buck. Jesus will cross high waters, storms, all kind of things just to get to you, to make that change. Some people will see that change in you and they'll be glory God. Glory be to God. I didn't think she was going to make it, man. Let me tell you. But you made it. And they hate it. I tell you, 10 years of probation for going on 5 years in the neighborhood of some very unsavory, disrespectful people who do not see God's work in me. I did it. God did it for me. He fixed me. I was able to put up with the bull crap from these people around here and still make it. I was able to put up with people who try to set me up for me to get involved in a fight to get myself hurt. I thank God for wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and great learnings. Because I know the secret. I know the secret to what will make your hater hate you. It is success. It's succeeding. It's stepping out there on faith. It's knowing that God got your back no matter what. It's that knowing that God is bigger than any family problem, any addiction problem, any kind of troubles that come against you and bring harsh circumstances in your life. He bigger than that. He bigger than that. I have seen the wicked in great power spreading himself like a green bay tree. Yet he passed, and lo, he was not. I sought him, and he could not be found. Mark the perfect man and order your steps. Control your tempers. I know you human, I'm human, so are they. But nobody is the same human. You cannot see a person fail at something that was bad and wicked, and you try it, and it don't work for you either. It's not going to. Because Father done told you, He done showed you that you could group up against His strong ones and you still will not touch them. You still won't have the strength to do anything but run your mouth. Not knowing that all of that is building us up. You don't have a clue of the things that God has brought us through. You don't have a clue of why we won't fold for you. You don't have a clue. But let me let you in. Hater, we do not believe in you. We do not. You have no clue of what God has brought us through. We don't have faith in you. We have faith in the Almighty. We have faith in His Son who beat death. We have faith in the Prince of Peace. So when you are being chaotic, hater, when you're trying to throw a rock and hide your hand, it doesn't bother us the way it bothers you. It bothers you the most because it did not work. It did not work. That irks them, my queens. Because God protects us from things that we can see and the things that we cannot see. I testify when I went inside of Best Buy, I testify. Everything that I wanted was in the store, but the enemy had done told my tailor haters not to sell it to me for my son. They're trying to stop the joy of my little boy. And everyone who is aware of that will face consequences because it will come back on you. They need to know that. They need to understand that God is not a man. They need to understand this. Words that was said that God don't sleep and Jesus is not dead, those words are true. self-preservation, self-awareness, self-esteem, not a big ego, but self-esteem keeps us afloat, knowing that God provided that for us to have the fight against our enemy effortlessly. And they can't stand it. They can't stand to see you smile. They can't stand to see us happy. They cannot stand to see us be on top of the game, trying as hard as they can be tried. We still survive. We still do. And everything they may try to stop you won't stop you, because now you can see who you are. You can see the potential in you. You can see that you can make it anywhere. You can see that you are not pressed. You can see that, and so could they. And it irks them. No worries, because what the law cannot do for you on earth, our Lord will do it for you. He will fix it for you. Never forget who you are. Don't let the words of the hater make you forget who you are. God been with you way longer than these people ever could imagine. He was there with you before you entered your mother's womb. He was there with you when you were in your father's loins. He was there. And they still don't get it. Be the best version of a recovering addict you can, my queen. Go in for your children. Go in, because God has got your back. He got it. Things of this world do not impress us. It doesn't. I did not come here to bring war. I came to bring peace. I am a motivational speaker, and my name is Denise. Although there may be some who may try to give my name a reduction, but before them, to all of them, there is no need for an introduction, because they know my name and they hate the change in me. And real saints know that Jesus broke all of those chains that had me tied down to drug abuse, violence, and wanting to get back at people. I could see them for who they really are. I can see the game they played. I could see it. And when you walk away from this podcast tonight, I pray to God that I have opened your eyes so that you can realize you got power over them. When you move, they move. Just like that. Peace.